I'm in love with going on mini staycations. Recently, I just got some products from Away. Away is a modern lifestyle brand that creates products for every traveler in every kind of trip. I am so excited that I have the perfect suitcase for when it is safe to get back out there. But until then, I've been using my Away suitcase for just my staycations in town. The cool thing about Away suitcases is that they're designed to last a lifetime. They have super durable exteriors that can withstand even the roughest of baggage handlers. Away's standout customer service team will arrange it to have it fixed or replaced if they ever get messed up. There's also a 100-day trial with everything on Away. Away also offers free shipping and returns on any order within the US, UK, Europe, and Canada. Start your 100-day trial and shop the entire Away lineup of travel essentials, including their best-selling suitcases, at awaytravel.com/think. That's awaytravel.com/think.
Do you have dark spots and an uneven skin tone? I want to introduce you to Butterskin, a line of skincare created just for melanin that actually works. It's a simple 4-step skincare kit that dramatically helps to reduce the appearance of dark spots. Everyone is talking about how great these products are. Bud is so confident that it works, they're giving away their best-selling sample kit for free. To get your free samples, go to butterskin.com and use code GLOWUP at checkout. That's BUTTAHSKIN.com and use code GLOWUP.
Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. 3 moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and the WTF moments of our daily lives. My name is R. Kylin.
And I'm Shanan.
And I'm Cheyenne. Sorry, I'm struggling with this mic today.
Cheyenne is juggling her mic and her 4-month-old son, Ace, at the moment.
Yeah.
Who's eating a bottle.
Under the table. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, I mean, if you don't watch us on YouTube and you're just listening to the podcast,
there's a baby under the table.
Yeah, there's a baby under the table. We're filming in my living room today instead of like the office that we're normally in. So that's why our scene is a little bit different. If you guys watch the YouTubes, if you don't, you should, because I feel like listening to us is one thing, but like watching and like reading off our like facial expressions and stuff is
a vibe.
Body language. It's different.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like we're really entertaining.
Just our facial expressions alone are like
to each other.
Yeah, what? I agree. But I don't know. I guess I'll start off. And we were talking to each other. Yeah, and we were like trying to figure like what should our topic be, and then we were genuinely like, wait, when was the last time that the 3 of us have been together, and have we checked in or checked on each other?
Yeah. It's been a busy last couple of weeks or like month. I say month.
Yeah, I would just say like
it's been a busy month, and we're all in different spaces with like our kids and work, and just work and kids have been just really busy for the 3 of us, and Kyle is pregnant, and with that, all that.
Yeah. She said yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say also just adjusting with new schedules, because the kids are in school, and yes, it's great to have the kids in school, but it's like you still have to like get in that groove and like find that routine. And now it's scheduling things either within those hours or outside of those hours, and like balancing the newness of that is.
But I also think with COVID, I know it's a scary word to say on social media, but anyways, with that, there's a lot of rules with your kid going to school, and there's, they have to be quarantined if his classmate has COVID. So that happened with Parker not too long ago. So that's why I took a break couples episodes ago, because we did Zoom and it took a lot out of me. I did it once, you guys, and I didn't feel it. I didn't like it.
Shannon said I did not like that.
I did not like Zoom, but I give it to the parents that did Zoom for a year. You guys had a lot of patience.
Yeah, mad kudos to all of the parents who have gone through Zoom school with one kid, multiple children, and shout out to the parents that genuinely choose to homeschool their children themselves.
I think there's something wrong with them.
I don't understand.
Because for you to want to choose that poison for yourself. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have a lot of respect for y'all because I couldn't do it. Yeah. Ryder was sick all week last week. And like you said, with COVID, like there's just new rules. And she wasn't like sick. She had a runny nose and she had a cough for a few days.
You can't take your kid to school like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. But in those few days, I would say like she didn't feel well. But then at the end of it, where like she was fine, but like she had like a few, she had to blow her nose a few times. Her energy was fine. She was eating fine. Like she was fine. It was just she had to blow her nose, and you can't take them to school like that. Even though like we get tested 3 times a week, so I know it wasn't COVID, but her teachers are like, if they have to blow their nose, they shouldn't be here. And I'm like, God damn it, I want her to go. She's just gonna blow her nose once or twice. Like, let her in.
I promise I'll show you all the tests.
It's the same thing for Boz. Boz was also sick, and I feel like he had like a more mild version of what Ryder had. He didn't so much have a cough last week, but he had just a runny nose.
Yeah,
and that runny nose did not mean, oh, let's sit back and relax, mom. Like, I'm tired. It was like, crazy. I'm going ape shit in the house. Like, he had all the energy. And it was hard because since he has been in school, like, I've been scheduling things during the day. So last week, I was like, the beginning of the week, I was like, yeah, I got my week. I've got all my meetings planned. I've got like my calendar, and I've been feeling really good and really accomplished lately because I've been able to actually like get things done, not feel rushed, not feel stressed out. And like, I've been really at peace with that. Last week, however, I know I cried a few times.
And that's okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't care. I honestly didn't mind, and I did feel bad because there was one night when Boz, he was literally tortured. He was giving me hell, and he knew he wasn't going to school the next day, so he was like, Mom, I want to watch a movie in bed. And we've been doing this whole like school night routine where it's like we read books,
right,
go to sleep, like no TV, no phones. And he was like, well, my nose is still runny, like I'm not going to school. And I'm like, bro, can you act like a 2-year-old right now and not like you're 6 and try and negotiate like the TV time right now? It got to the point where I ended up getting so stressed out. I started crying, and then he was like, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm so sorry I'm crying right now. But it was like my body was hurting.
You were just
like
tired.
I was tired. I've been getting acid reflux lately. And that is probably one of those uncomfortable things that I like physically have ever experienced. Yes.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Like,
I haven't experienced it in a long time.
When I was pregnant with both my kids, I had really bad acid reflux.
And you had heartburn.
Yeah,
I would have heartburn.
I would have to sleep literally sitting straight up. And I would take Pepcid and Zantac in Tums like it was candy. Like I could not function without those things. And if I ever slept like on my back or even like with the slightest,
there's no 45-degree angle.
Yeah, I would wake up choking.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. Like I've been waking up like choking, and I've even like had to, TMI, sorry, like, but like throw up a few times just because there's no more space in my belly, and I just feel like everything's just sitting there on top, and then the acid reflux kind of like pushes everything up, and then I'll go in the bathroom to like spit, and then I'm like, oh no, just kidding.
There's more.
There's a lot more, and then that causes a whole chain reaction because,
what else happens?
I've
Shannon.
It's caused me like this. I'm so sorry, y'all.
What is the chain reaction after the vomit?
This is like a real like I'm really, really pregnant moment. But it's like sometimes it causes me to like have that like a little initial like gush of pee.
Oh,
just because
like, never mind. I'm
like I shit on myself.
Right.
Oh fuck.
No.
That. Oh shit. My baby's falling.
Oh, the computer needs to be open.
Yeah.
Okay, between the baby being falling and the computer needing to be open.
Sorry, I have like a million things going on right now, but I just need to make sure that
this video is uploading
because I'm getting screamed at. Oh, yep, we're good.
Okay. Oh wait, what about that one?
This is the same.
Okay.
All right. And
Woohoo.
my baby really was not falling. I mean,
he was just leaning.
He was just rolling, rolling out of my lap.
Oh, and that's the other thing. Ace is now rolling around.
Oh,
love it.
My God,
He's so big and chunkies.
The rolling around thing is out of pocket. Like it's so out of pocket. And when you find out your kids are rolling and turning and stuff, it's like you have to.
You can't leave them.
You got to change how you've been doing things. And the other day, I had to pee so bad, and I'm like, Ace, just lay here. So I built like a barrier. And I came back, and I felt so bad because he had rolled over, but he hasn't figured out how to get his arm
out
from under him. Aww. And he was like having a war, like a full-on war. And I was like, oh, you lost. Like, you lost. He was so sad, and I just felt so bad, but I really had to go. And okay, as a mom, and you guys probably can agree, when do we ever get to use the bathroom by ourselves?
Never.
I
don't think. I thought it would get better with age. I'm like, Parker's 5. He's good. No. Mom, but when are you going to be done? Boy, I'm like, can you just let me be for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Even taking a shower, I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Can I just go watch your movie and let me just like relax for 2 seconds? I can't even shower with the door closed. Because he was like, no, Mom, you got to keep it open. I'm
my God, that's right.
I was going to ask, do your kids ever ask to wipe you?
No.
Oh. Boz has definitely told, like, he's gotten toilet paper, and I'm like, oh, thanks. He's like, no, I'm going to wipe you. And I'm like, no, you're not.
The most we get is like, if Ryder's in the bathroom with me, she'll be like, can I flush it? And I'm like, Ryder, no, like, I'm going to flush the toilet. And she's like, but I just want to flush it for you. And like, we have those arguments. But lately, she's been really into herself in the bathroom. Like, the color of like her pee and stuff. Or like,
interesting.
The
Boz is
the
like that
softer hardness of her poop. Like, she's like, Mom, it's a good poop. It's a good one. I'm like, okay, right. Or,
I heard her the other day ask Boz. Boz was pooping in the bathroom, and she was like, Boz, is it a good or a bad poop?
Yeah.
And he said, let me see.
No, yeah. Parker's like that. He'll talk about his poop. Like, and that's another thing. I hate, Parker doesn't like going to the bathroom by himself. So he's like, Mom, come with me. And I always have arguments with him. Like, dude, I don't want to watch you poop. I don't want to smell it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he'll sit there and look at me real serious. Oh, Mom, it's hard. I'm like, well, we got to eat more veggies, I
That's
guess.
Ryder. And they make eye contact while they're doing it.
Oh, Boz wants privacy.
I'm like, you can breathe it out. Breathe. I'm like, and then he starts breathing. He's like, can you just help me? I'm like, I can't help you, but just breathe.
We got a little spit up.
We're talking about poop, and Ace definitely shit. I can smell it.
You can smell it?
Yeah.
Is it warm in your hand?
It is. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go change him.
Let's
you guys
take a break.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say you guys can keep going if you want it without.
Let's talk about like what we're talking about in terms of checking in with your mom friends and just your parent circles, because lately we've seen some articles where
postpartum has got the best of mothers.
Of some mothers, yes. And just the thing about postpartum, it's like it's one of those like invisible diseases. Mm-hmm. And you don't really know like what to look for, what to ask at times if you haven't necessarily experienced it or like read up on it, or
And sometimes mothers don't really realize what they're going through because it's such a hazy space. Right off having your kid, you're just in a haze. Like, I feel like I mentioned before, when I was going through my postpartum and just my depression, I just felt like I was just going through the motions of life. But it's so real, and I think it's really not talked about that much because I think women are kind of, nervous to express that, you might be having regrets or just feeling not like yourself or just feeling really sad or just different things. But it's so important to just reach out to your mom friends and say, hey, what can I do? What can I really do for you right now? Do you need food? Do you need me to come over and just talk to you or just be with your kid for a second so you can go take a shower, so you can go pee or poo by yourself?
It's okay to take some initiative.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, just having those strong friends. I know that I have very strong friends in my circle, and my circle is very small, but that's okay. But the friends that know me are there and will take on whatever I need to be taken on.
Yeah, if there's one thing, like with this pregnancy, I've really been able to see like who's in my corner and not, or who's in my corner versus like who's a friend with, who I thought would be in my corner more so.
Yeah.
But they're not. And it's like nothing personal to them. Like I know everyone has their own life and
in different,
we're all in different spaces and that's okay. But it's like, I have friends who are also out of town I have this friend, Gary, I love Gary, and he's been really good about checking in on me. He sends me prayers, like little meditations, but there'd be times where he's like, so how are you doing or what's going on in your week? And I'll tell him, he'll be like, okay, that sounds great, but like, how are you really doing?
Like, how are you?
And that's like, he's like, I don't want to know about all this other stuff that you have going on or that you're doing. Like, how do you feel? Like, what's your mental, like, and it's just, when he says that, like, at first I'm like, oh, dang, like, you know what? I didn't even really answer the question. Like,
I think we get wrapped up in that question and it's just like an automatic, I'm fine. This is what's going on.
But it's like,
you don't think that some people generally want to know what's going on with you.
Yeah. And then it's like, I'll be like, oh, let me sit back. And then like, I have a whole different answer.
Yeah.
And I appreciate those moments so much because it's you need that.
Yeah.
And it allows you to sit back and reflect on yourself and be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I just got all this stuff done, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
So
it's
maybe
okay.
I do something different next week, or hey, I'm feeling drained because I just did 900 things this week. But sometimes as a mom,
we just keep going.
We don't necessarily have the options to stop. And the other thing is, it's like we have a lot of family support, and it's like even with all that family support, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's still very challenging.
It is a lot.
So it's like, to all the moms, to the dads that don't necessarily have the family support or like a group of friends who are really active in your life or your children's lives, like I pray for y'all. I really, really do, because it is a lot. It's a lot that we go through. And I think people think like, parenting is like, oh, you feed your kid, you take care of your kid, but it's like,
it's emotional.
I was going to say there's emotional stuff, there's mental stuff. It's teaching your kid that it's okay to express themselves, like reading those little cues reading between the lines.
It's like teaching them that, sorry guys, I'm back. It was a small turd, by the way, in case anybody cared. It's like teaching them that it's okay to acknowledge that you're not okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at the same time that I'm trying to teach Ryder that it's okay to acknowledge that you're not okay or you're not feeling it that day or whatever, I'm also trying to teach myself
that it's okay and you're not feeling it.
Right.
That's so real, because we need to acknowledge what we're teaching our kids and take
heed.
Yeah.
Well, we can't just tell them without actually putting it in play for ourselves.
I feel like Parker forever reminds me, as much as one thing I hate what people say is like, oh, your kids don't know, like when you're talking to grown-ups or you're saying stuff to your kid, like, oh, they don't know what you're talking about or this and that and this. But no, they listen, and kids are so smart. Don't underestimate your child or let other people around you say whatever they want and think your child's not listening, because they are. But anyways, I feel like Parker forever reminds me when he expresses his emotions. Like yesterday, we had just the biggest blowout, and
you and Parker did?
Yeah, well, not a blowout. He just had a really big fit because he thought I was leaving and he was gonna go to my mom's house. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna slow down. This week has been a lot, and you've been sleeping over Nana's house a lot, so I'm gonna stay home. Mommy's not going anywhere. And he threw a fit. And at the end of his fit, he was like, I just need someone to hug me. I need you to hug me. But I kept telling, like,
you're like, I'm not leaving.
Right. But he kept expressing, like, I need a hug. I need a hug, Mom. I'm crying and I'm done with my crying, but I need a hug. But as a mom, I kept telling him, I was like, Papa, just, you're acting really, because when he was crying, he was like crying in my face and like just
Parker's with the theatrics sometimes.
So I was like, dude, you're being really rude and ugly to Mommy. I'm not ugly. I'm not ugly acting, Mom. You can't say mean words to me while I'm crying. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, dude, I'm just trying to be a mom and tell you how you're like, the way you're acting is not okay. Like, I know you're crying and you're sad.
Parker got selective hearing.
Yeah.
he heard ugly and said, not me. I'm not ugly.
He literally said, I'm not ugly, Mom. That's not nice.
And you're like, boy, nobody called your ass ugly in the first place. You look like me. I know you're not ugly.
But yeah, but then, it had made me think about, like, you know.
He's like, just hug me.
Yeah.
Just hug.
No, I swear.
I get it.
Sometimes I get checked by Ryder and I'm like, okay, I have to slow down. Like, I don't think I'm a bad mom. I think I'm a good mom.
Right,
I know for a fact that I'm so okay with saying, like, I'm a good ass mom. Mm-hmm. But there are days where I'm like, I have to do better. For example, she'll be like, get off your phone and play with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, fuck, I have to put my phone down because my 4-year-old is literally checking me on being on my phone. But what she also doesn't realize is that I'm making money. Like, I'm on my phone, I'm posting, I'm doing a video, I'm signing a contract, I'm answering a call, I'm texting somebody. Like, I'm getting something done. Right. I'm working, but to her, I'm just on my phone
and not paying attention to her.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I have like mom guilt. I have mom shame. I have mom anxiety. I have all of these things. And then it comes into a second wave where I'm like overcompensating and I'm doing too much. And it's like, where is that balance between that? And I haven't found it yet. And I feel like I'm not going to find it anytime soon.
I don't think I found it because I'm the same way. I feel like when Parker checks me or I feel like I'm working too much and I haven't seen him and I'm just having my mom pick him up from school and I'm like, I'll see you later or I'll pick you up in the morning from Nana's house or whatever. And then, like you said, I'm like overdoing myself when I'm trying to tend to his needs. Like, I'll take him to like, I feel like I was working too much this week or like he was just really whiny. So I'm like, we went to Chuck E. Cheese and we did this and we did that. And I'm like, but then I'm really tired. Like, and then even after like, I don't know, after my birthday, I felt a little guilt. So then I bought tickets for him to go to see the Night of Jack and to do that. I'm like,
drained,
like literally, like, and then I'm running around because I wanted him to be cute, and I'm like,
oh my god,
all this shit, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't need to do all of this, but in my head, like I have.
You're still not doing enough.
I'm not doing enough. I have this guilt, like I'm not getting. I don't know, just like I want you to have all these experiences, like, and then like it's draining too because I also co-parenting comes into play where like I want Robert to be involved. So like I'm like hitting his phone up, feeling like I'm like being annoying and on his ass. Like I'm like,
there's so much that goes into it.
Stop. Yeah. I'm like, I don't. Yeah. And I'm just and I'm a really nice person, and because I don't have to go that far with like inviting his dad places. Like I don't have.
But you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for Parker.
So he has all these freaking memories. Yeah. So he's happy. So he knows that his parents were doing things with him. Mm-hmm. So it's just,
I get that. I feel like for Ryder right now, the hard thing with our schedule, like talking about, like since we're talking about co-parenting and stuff, is that I have her during the week, and during the week she's at school, and then she has tennis lessons, and she has gymnastics lessons, she has little scientist lessons, and she has yoga lessons. Like my schedule is basically, I'm a pick up and drop off parent, like, and I have to sit at all these activities and stuff. Like and her
schedule is different every day.
Every day Ryder has a different schedule, but the dilemma, not the dilemma, but the situation is now Corey has her on the fun days on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those are fun days, and they get to do fun activities all weekend. So then when she's with me, she's like, well, what activity are we going to do? And I'm like,
to be hectic mom.
Yeah. I'm like, do you not understand like everything that you just did today?
Was fun.
What we did today.
Activity.
And in her head, I'm just not, I didn't take her to Disneyland. Like I didn't do that. And it's like, Ryder, I'm not like the weekend parent. I don't get to do the fun shit. But then like this weekend, Corey's out of town, and Zach and I are like, okay, we gotta do something with Ryder because she's gonna be expecting an activity or something, because every weekend when she's with her dad, they go and do something. And I'm like, I like the weekends because this is when we get to do nothing. Like as far as running around and doing all these things, like Ace is not at the age where we have to entertain him. Like weekends are my break, and I love having Ryder. Like nobody get me wrong, but I'm sitting here scratching my head like, okay, pumpkin patch, like what are we supposed to do? But I am exhausted now.
I think that's where you kind of cut the line as, do I have to always teach my kid that we have to do something? Because sometimes I'm like, okay,
it's learned behavior.
Like, let's love that we're at home. Because I know at a point I had to be like, Parker, we're not doing anything because I want you to get used to living in an apartment. Like I want you to feel like this is home.
Yeah.
So like in not running and hustling, sometimes again he'll check me like, Mom, I don't want to do nothing. Like I just want to sit here, watch cartoons, and chill.
I love to travel, and recently I love going on staycations. I cannot wait for it to be safe to get back out there and travel. I have the cutest and most adorable luggage from Away. Away is a lifestyle brand that creates products for every traveler and every kind of trip. It's perfect for me because Away suitcases come in different sizes, variety of colors, and materials that suits whatever your travel needs are. Some of the things that I love about Away suitcases are that they're designed to last a lifetime, and they also have an 100-day trial on everything that Away makes. So basically, you can get lost with it for 100 days, and then if you decide it's not for you, you can return it with no and ifs or buts about it. They will do a full refund on anything that is non-personalized. They also offer free shipping and returns. So you guys should start your 100-day trial and shop the entire Away lineup of travel essentials, including their best-selling suitcases, at awaytravel.com/think. That's awaytravel.com/think. Speaking of picking up and dropping off, Zach's trying to find Ryder at her school right now. It's like never ending. And I understand that's what parenting is, but I think the whole topic of our conversation today was about checking in. And do I feel like I check in as much as I should with my mom friends? Probably not. And I have to check myself on that. But when I think about it and I'm like, who is on my corner and who checks on me? I'm like, But I also have to, I'm also like, I don't really, I'm the friend who has the kids. Yeah. Like none of my friends, no, out here in LA, like none of my friends have kids. So I can't be mad at them because they genuinely don't
understand.
They don't understand.
And it's different. And my best friend that does have a son, I'm like, I have to do better at checking in on her. At the same time, she has to do better at checking in on me. Like, it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. When you're older, it's hard because we're all so busy. But when you do have those moments of thinking of that one person for a long time in your head, just text them and say, hey, how are you? And really, I mean, how are you? Like, let me know.
I literally text my best friend who does have a son today, and she sent me stuff because my birthday just passed. And I said, no. When is the next day that you're off? Because we need to talk, but like really talk. When is the last time we got on the phone and really broke down? And whether it's good news, bad news, happy news, sad news, like just vent. Like just said, hey, what's going on? Like we haven't done it in a while and we need to.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's healthy.
Yeah, it's important because mom burnout is real. And that's something you don't want to get to, because I feel like once you get in this cycle of, okay, I've had this mom guilt or this then this moment of like overcompensating.
Yeah.
Then it's like you run the risk of burning yourself out. That's when you get cranky. That's when you start to get snappy. So it's hard because there's times where like Boz's dad will be like, is there anything I can do? And I want to say, no, motherfucker. Like, you're in a different state. What can you
bring
do?
her ass here. That's what you can do.
Actually, yeah. Can you get on the plane?
Get on a plane. And there's been a few times I'm like, I need your help here. But then it's like that becomes a whole drama-filled saga. And it's like, I can't even ask the other person who's responsible for my children at this point for help because they're not available. And so it's like, for me, sometimes I feel guilty because it's like I really rely on my mom or my sister or Shanan. Like, and it's not just for like the mental or the emotional, but it's like, right now I need help picking up Boz from school. It is hard. And it's like, sometimes he wants to run. I can't run right now.
Yeah.
I can't run right now. And it's I get frustrated at times because his dad, like, when Boz was sick and we were at home, like I'm still trying to manage like my deadlines and my calendar and meetings that I have. And I don't have a traditional job. Like I don't work a 9 to 5 where it's like, this is the one task I have to do, or this is, here are the few things I have to do for a day. Like,
or here are your set hours.
Or here are my set hours. I don't have set hours. And it's like, I'm involved with different projects. So it's like, I work behind the scenes on a lot of things with Cheyenne. I work behind the scenes on like another nonprofit. I work behind the scenes in my parents' business. I have my own projects going on. And then from that, I've had a few people like where I've done jobs for them and they've referred me to other people. So lately I've been balancing like 6 or 7 completely separate different projects. And it's like, I have to remember to answer to all of these people. I've got my emails, and some of these people are on the East Coast. So it's like my emails come in at different times, and it is so exhausting. And it's like, I can't say no because it's like, there's so many moving parts to the things that I am working on. And it's, sometimes his dad will be like, well, why don't Boz, like they'll be talking on the phone. He's like, Boz, why don't you just go outside? And I'm like, yo, I don't think you get it. Like, first of all, I'm extremely pregnant right now. So it's like, if Boz goes outside, that means I have to go outside. And then like Boz will be stuck on, Mom, let's go outside.
For the whole time.
And that 5 minutes of, hey, let's go outside could end up being an hour. Because then it's like, once we're out there, he doesn't want to come back in the house.
But like you said, you guys have a pool in the backyard.
We have a pool. And it's like,
so I see that if there wasn't a pool, like, okay, go outside and you can play around and run around.
But still, Boz is 2. Boz gets into things. And that's the thing. Kids get into stuff. Like, it takes nothing but 2 seconds for a kid to do something weird,
true.
And that's with you watching them.
Yeah, that's even with you watching.
And without you watching them.
So it's like, I get frustrated too sometimes because the people who I think should be more mindful of like me being a mom or like what's going on in terms of motherhood, they're not. Yeah. They don't get it. And it's, I also had a friend who kind of tripped out on me and was like, well, you don't check on me the way you used to. And
girl, boy,
mind you, this person who doesn't have children, like, has all the hours in the day, and it's like,
you could come over and hold my hand real quick, girl. Boy,
this one of those things I want to say. I see your Instagram. I see all the stuff you're posting. You are okay. You are out running around with 900 people. Like what? It's frustrating because it's like, you know, also when you're pregnant or when you become a mother, you really see like who's in your corner, who's not in your corner.
Do.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. Because your circle.
My circle got smaller.
My circle is so small, but I am
I got
so okay with that. It's like I think it comes with age too, that you just come like, you're like, oh, that's fine. Like, I don't need all these people to reassure me that I have friends. Like, my little small circle is my friends.
Yeah.
Basically my sisters. So like, I'm good. Like,
not seeking approval.
Yeah,
I don't need attention
feeling like
from other people.
If I tell my circle something, they're gonna judge me or judge me as a mom. Like, I can tell Cheyenne and Kyle anything, and they're like, "Girl, me too." Like, literally, and I don't feel like I can literally cry. Like, come and just sit at their house, and I'm like, yeah. Sleep over if you want.
Yeah, we run from our kids together. Literally. I'm always like, Shannon, come on, let's get some wine. Like, they'll be fine, right?
Your mom has them,
right?
Cool.
But like, you need to find. I know it might be hard for some moms, like, and I feel for you to find those friends, those solid friends, or cousins, or family, or whatever. But it's so crucial. It's so crucial. And if you don't have that, I know that we talk about therapy a lot and we have ads about therapy, but therapy,
y'all better go check out BetterHelp.
But it's such a good outlet, because I know when I went through it, it's more than just what you think. It's past trauma. It's how you grew up. It's how your parents taught you when you were small. And those things trigger and those things linger on. So,
and I would say, even if you don't have like your set core group of friends or friends at all, there's different ways to like find an outlet or find like what that is for you, and you have to figure that out. And I would say you would have to figure that out with or without friends. Like,
no, that's so true.
You have to figure out what
loving
works.
yourself.
Yeah, like how to really get yourself out of a funk is something that, you know, I'm always working on, or like realizing, like, I feel like I'm always saying like it's okay to not be okay, and but that's like a daily thing of me acknowledging there's some days where like Zach is like, what's up with you? Like, I just can't read you today. And I'm like, I can't read myself today.
Like, I can't pick myself up today.
Right? Like,
I can't get myself out.
I can't. Yeah, like I need help getting myself up.
I have a question.
So real.
I know. Well, I have a statement and question. So my family likes to make fun of me because I spend a lot of time on like skincare and like moisturizing my body and like.
Yes, that is your shit. Is one greased down bitch.
But it's like I used to find myself getting stuck in these ruts, like, because I've dealt with depression like for years, and I had to find something that was gonna make me happy. And I've tried different hobbies, activities. I've traveled with it. I've changed my hair with it. Like I'll cook, like I'll do 1,000 different things. But for me, I really had to find like one thing that I could always go to that was like my, no matter how shitty I'm feeling, what is my happy go-to? And that became like my self-care routine, like my skincare routine. And it was like me really taking care of my body and like addressing myself, and not only that, being able to face myself in the mirror and being like, you know, because sometimes you might look in the mirror and you're like, what the hell am I looking at? Like,
I feel like that right now.
You look like a piece of shit today, or you're a mess, or why didn't you get dressed, or you feel beat up. And
hey, I still have on yesterday's leftover makeup from the reunion. I have not showered. I've been puked on and peed on today, and I'm sitting here like,
but to me,
do y'all smell me or what?
No, it's have you ladies found something for yourselves that is like
What's your thing?
What's your thing? What's your pick me up? And it's sometimes you can help your friends kind of discover like what is your pick me up. So like this year for Cheyenne's birthday, everyone was like, what does Cheyenne want? I'm like, y'all, this girl got everything. I don't know what to get her, but maybe some self-care stuff, just because I think Cheyenne needs to slow down sometimes and just take care of herself, because she's always doing for others. She's always taking care of her kids. She's got her business. So it's like, even like sometimes as a friend, we can you may not know what a person needs, but like you can try and like introduce things
to them
that may help them on their journey of figuring out like what is their pick me up. So I just kind of literally told the girls, I was like, maybe like self-care items.
Kyle for sure gave the best birthday present to me. She gave me a really cute little box, and it had a candle, and it was really cool because the candle has like a little thing to scan, and it comes with a playlist. I have not yet listened to the playlist.
Y'all both got those candles.
But it was so cute, and it also came with like a foot thing,
a foot mask,
foot mask, and a headband.
Yeah.
And a little bottle of wine. And I thought that was the cutest gift, because she literally is telling me, take some time to yourself.
Stop and do something for yourself.
Yeah, because we're always running around. And I thought that was a really good gift to give to a mom, or even to a person that's, works really hard.
Yeah.
Just to show them, like, I love you.
Like for me,
I see you.
I'm always really bad with giving gifts. And a few years ago, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to give a gift,
You're not a bad gift giver. You gave me a Telfair last year.
That was funny as fuck.
That was really cute. Thank you, Shannon.
Shannon's like, actually, let me check you, okay? That was a good ass gift.
She gives a bomb ass gift.
I appreciate you, Shannon, for that. In the past, I have not always been consistent with giving gifts.
Okay.
However, I made a vow to myself that I would get better with giving gifts. And it was I would either ask the person, or I would be like, let me give something that I think you might, kind of get you on the path that you're headed.
She got me on the path, y'all.
Or I'm going to give you something that is in the form like a gift of time. Yeah. And that time may be like directed to yourself. Like you need to take this time for yourself, or it's like the time that we spend together. Mm-hmm. So it might be like an activity we can do together, or it's like, no, I want you to go do this for yourself. No, you for sure
asked me last year. She's like, do you want to go do something with me? Do you want me to get you a massage? She's just like, no, hold up. I got it.
I
said, okay, never mind.
She got a Telfair.
And so did Cheyenne.
I'm like...
She gifted everybody one, didn't she?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I literally lucked up. I bought like 8 Telfairs at once.
Yeah.
I don't even know how
she did
it. I don't, but it happened. But yeah, sometimes it's like, even as a mom friend, like you gotta, even when you're having like, you're at your roughest day, it's like, look, I'm gonna cash in this invisible mom card, this mom chip right now, and back you up so that you can go get some sleep, or you can recharge. Right. And then like, we're going to reciprocate that energy right back over here so that, you balance each other out. And it's, there's so many ways to do that. And I love my little like mom friend check-ins now. I have mom friends who are out of state, and they genuinely call and check in on me, and it's helped me become a better friend and a better mom in so many ways. Mm-hmm. And it's taught me a lot. And it's just how Cheyenne was saying, like, you got to check on your mom friends, even when you're a mom friend. Like, you can't just expect people to like call and check in on you. You have to take initiative and call on them too. And it's,
friends in general too.
What you put out is what you receive. And I think reciprocation is it's one of my favorite R words. And it's necessary. So it's like, we can't sit here and complain and be like, I'm tired, no one's checking in on me. And I'm not saying we are, but it's like,
don't
two-way street.
It's a two-way street. Yeah.
But that's with anything. That's with
life.
Friendship.
Yeah.
That's with a lover. Like, everything is a two-way street. But I think for me, it's just acknowledging those days or those moments where I know, like, I need to do better as a friend. I need to do better as a mom. I need to do better as a fiance, as a sister, as a daughter. Like, just in overall, in those days are so overwhelming because it's like, how am I supposed to do better for all the different roles and relationships in my life when I have so much to do, like in my personal life. Like, I genuinely have so much to do sometimes, and it becomes a lot. But I'm truly, I keep telling myself I need to slow down because I'm gonna crash very soon.
Yeah.
Like,
you feel the crash.
Can feel my crash coming.
Okay, I'm listening hard.
And like Zach
when
told
I
me,
say that, like,
no, like
lately,
I can feel it. And this morning Zach was like, okay, like, we just got done shooting the reunion yesterday, and he's like, okay, well, tomorrow's Friday, like, you get to chill, right? And I'm like, no, I have an interview in the morning. I have to do podcast stuff. Ryder has a party at school I need to figure out stuff for. I was running around last night at 10 o'clock at night, rushing to Target because I forgot that Ryder had a school party, and I'm on the parent list to do things. Like, and it was 10 o'clock, and I had filmed all day long in this stupid ass rainbow dress, and I was so tired.
Like rainbow dress. Don't let her talk poorly about this. We've been calling it the rainbow robe all week.
The rainbow robe, and I was exhausted. And I'm so running around, and I was just like, I am gonna crash and burn. And then I'm still going. Like, I still have on reunion makeup from yesterday. I've not showered yet, but I've not had a time to breathe. Like, I've not sat down, and Zach keeps screaming at me like, you need to stop, because in a minute you're gonna burn yourself out, and then you're not gonna be good for anybody.
Yeah. I keep telling myself that, like, I'm set to give birth next week.
You need to slow down.
I'm still going.
I want you to slow down.
And it's not even like I'm still going, and it's like, I don't feel anything. Like, I definitely feel contractions from time to time. I'm already dilated. It's
no, you should slow down. Like, and take it from someone who literally just had a baby. I did not slow down.
You definitely didn't.
But the hard
Mom was telling me the other day, she's like, Shy, have you recovered? Like, is your body okay?
Are you okay?
Because you didn't ever sit down after you had Ace to let your body like properly heal. So she's like, to the point where she's like, I think you should go to the doctor and just make sure everything is where it's supposed to be, because you went from the hospital, came home, sat down for like a day or two,
and then went right back into it.
I was filming already. I was at
doing the podcast already.
I was doing podcast stuff. Like,
Ryder had a T-ball game a week after Cheyenne gave birth, and Cheyenne was there with snack bags. She was a team parent. And I think part of my like hastiness right now to keep going, or like just to be on hog status, as my dad would say, is that I know that after I have the baby, I have no option but to sit down for a second and to like adjust to this new schedule. And it's like, for me, I'm a single parent. I have a single parent like income, like, and my checks aren't always promised. Like, that's one thing about being an entrepreneur is you don't always necessarily know. There's no like, oh, let me check in, let me go see what my pay log is. It's like,
you don't have a maternity leave.
No, I work for my money, and I don't have a maternity leave.
And that's all. When I was this last pregnancy, that's all I kept hearing in my head. You don't have maternity leave.
You have to keep working. Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I have to keep going. And then this year has also been challenging because like I have new expenses, Boz is in school. I'm trying to figure out this whole nanny situation. I talked to Cheyenne about it, and everybody's due to COVID, all the nannies pricing is like insane. And it's like, we live in LA, so pricing already is just absurd out here. And it's a lot. It is so much. And it's moments like this when I really, really am like, okay.
You gotta trust in God.
Oh my gosh. Girl,
honestly, us talking about this right now really brought up
I was gonna say, after talking to Remy and Brandon, I went and downloaded the Bible app, y'all, because I need some devotionals, and I just need more prayer, because like I really have to lean on my faith in a different way right now and know that God has a plan for me, and that literally I am just a vessel.
My favorite Bible verse is Proverbs 3:5-6, I want to say. And it's trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. And I think that Bible verse I always go back onto because we cannot, it's one of the biggest things, we cannot think that we know what our path is. Because God will forever laugh at us and be like, nah. Yeah. You thought that's what you wanted to do.
That's what you were doing.
But we have to lean on God for what our path is and our journey. Just you talking about like your journey right now and like what you think you have to do, what has to be done. And, you know, being a single parent is, you know, a lot of weight. Stressful. It's a lot of weight. But I think just leaning on our faith and just taking that leap of faith is just so real. And then just trusting, just like, okay, God, you know what? I'm going to sit back for 2 seconds because I can't handle, you know?
And giving yourself grace. I feel like I say that every freaking week.
No, but it's true.
Like,
I feel like if I have a daughter, I have to name her Grace just because it's like that word has become so big in my life lately. And like, not just being like, oh, like, you know, you could tell someone else, you know, give yourself grace, but like actually really giving doing yourself that. It's and different. Like you said, sitting back sometimes and just resting. Like, y'all, literally, I've had some of my most stressful days recently, and I'm like, okay, I have no idea how I'm gonna get this done. And I will literally sit down and I'll read. My grandmother sends us daily prayers, and I get
them too.
I read them. I sometimes read them literally a few times during the day, just because like it'll hit different in different moments. Yeah. And I've even changed the way that I pray in terms of like, before I'd be like, God, I really need this to happen. But now I'm like, God, if this is what is meant to happen, like I'm here to receive and like do as you see fit for me. And it's I have like a whole new lens on life, and it seems so simple, and it felt like such a minor adjustment, but like I got way different results.
It's so weird to hear you talk about faith and hear you talk about like God and stuff.
I know it is.
Because this is not how it's always been. No. I was a Bible thumper, and Kylan was...
I'm more like science-based.
Yeah, now to hear you like talk about God and your faith and looking at you like, girl, we got to do a whole new episode on when did you meet him?
When I got pregnant.
With Boz
with Boz?
Yeah.
I need to hear this story.
Like, so Cheyenne always went to like a Christian-based school. I went to a non-denominational school, 4th through 12th grade. So like my foundation, like we went to church. Like I was definitely introduced to God, know who God is. Like I know God, but it's
a difference if you
actually know practicing.
Like, yes, so that's what I'm saying.
For me, it's always, I learned about a lot of different religions, and it was I never really associated with one religion, just because to me, like everyone is basically saying, everyone is there's similar messages, you know. And it's I've studied Islam, I've studied Christianity. The only thing I haven't really studied is Catholicism, and I can't get with it. But I've like read a lot about like on Taoism, Taoism, like Taoist, Buddhism. Like I have a bunch of different things that I like.
She's
try and practice and then incorporate in my life. But it's I was always kind of turned off by this idea of like Christian God, because to me it didn't make sense to walk into a church and like you see this white man. I'm like, that's not my God.
The white man with long hair.
Yes.
With like the rays behind him.
Yeah, and I think I got stuck on this visual that kind of...
Hey guys, my God is black. Throwing it out there.
Mine too.
That kind of turned me off from it.
And he has little bead hair. No, I'm just kidding.
He's got woolly hair, y'all. No.
I'm just kidding.
But it's I got stuck on this look for a while, but then
I know you're stuck on the look.
Then it was like, no.
What color is your God?
my God is there is no color. Like
It's like a light, like a shining light.
It's more
like a
like,
moving tree
no,
type
it's more
vibe.
of like a feeling.
I cannot. Cheyenne is on her head right now.
I'm just funning.
No, but it's like
my God is like a wind, like not a wind, but like
so that's what my wild is the wind.
Yeah, like my God isn't. I was just kidding about saying my God is black, or what color is your God? So nobody get offended. But my God is like a gust of wind type figure. For me, like I don't know how to explain it.
It's the senses,
but it's not some man waiting at a gate talking about come in.
No, yeah, mine's
Like when they say omnipresent, like yes, I feel you all over.
Yeah.
Like you are literally, you are part of my flesh. You are my blood. Like you are my sight, like my sense of smell. And I've really had to like lean on
That
faith.
On my faith, but also finding the God within myself and knowing that like I am made. I like to say I'm what is it? I'm perfectly I'm so perfectly me. Mm-hmm. But it's like I don't necessarily. I'm not saying I'm far from perfect. Like I would never want to be like perfect.
You.
But I'm perfectly me, and that's in the light of God. And it's yeah, I found like the God within myself, and like
that's beautiful.
I love that, Kyle.
It sounds really weird hearing me even talk about this.
No, it does. It's like the opposite of what it's been, but that's a whole nother podcast. I definitely need to check in on you because I'm learning some new shit, y'all.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So like even in like my, I would say blossoming of like, you know, me manifesting like the ideal partner in my life. Literally, if you're not like a God-fearing person, like don't touch me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's so good to hear you like talk about faith and your journey getting there. I feel like that needs to be a whole nother podcast. I mean,
we can table that conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a good conversation to have.
Because I think that's really been part of my mom journey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's allowed me to, I feel, do what's best for my sons and I, and or my sons and myself.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I want to hear like your journey, Shannon.
Yeah, I'm excited to tell
All right.
journey.
So
And yours.
Ooh.
You said, ooh.
I think this was a good conversation for us to have. We should do this more.
I'm happy to just kind of check in and see how you guys are doing because, you know, I think sometimes we just need to talk and just like release, or it's like a vent without venting.
Yeah, and we're all so busy.
Yeah.
I just messed my hair up.
It's okay. It's nice to decompress together.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. So, do you guys want to do your WTF or give advice for this week?
Yes. I don't know if mine is I just wanted to share a story.
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You guys, I went on my first date within a long time with my ex. And I just thought it was an interesting dinner. I feel like I grew up a lot. Yay. It was a fun dinner, but it just was funny to me. And I thought I was just really quirky during the whole time. Because he was like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, you have big pockets tonight because I'm hungry. And I'm buying everything.
Or you're buying
Shannon
everything.
Said, I want one of everything on the menu. Thank you.
No, but I just
and
think
I would like a bottle, not 3 glasses.
Right. I don't know. Like 32, just turning 32 made me feel really sexy and just really like I'm feeling a little different, like confidence in me a little bit. And I'm really liking it at 32.
I like that. She said, I'm 32.
I'm 32 and I'm feeling sexy. You know?
All right, Shannon.
At Shannon's birthday, we were talking about how, like, the older we get, like, now that we're in our 30s, like, we just feel different.
You feel a little different and you feel like you know what you...
Do you feel secure right now?
I don't know if I feel all the way secure because I do have my spouts of loneliness and like feeling like, ooh, I kind of want somebody. But at the same time, I'm like, I got this. Like, because my mom checked on me the other day. She was like, are you okay? Like, I want you to date. I want you to be happy. I'm like, I don't need anybody right now.
Yeah.
Like I'll date if it comes around, but I'm not trying to play around and have a guy put me on hold. I kind of hurt her feelings.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you remember my dad sharing this story. He put her on hold. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be like you and dad.
Oh, Shannon.
They hurt my mom's feelings.
Oh.
But I'm like, I don't want my
Sorry,
future
Mama
husband.
Patrice.
I don't want my future husband to put me on hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And me marry somebody you know. But anyways, I'm feeling real sexy at 32, and I went on a date, and it was really cute.
Yay. Good job, Shannon.
Thanks.
You deserve it.
Kylan, you have one?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. I kind of have like good news. So just how we're talking about, like, you know, talking about how sometimes we get in these work ruts and our kids are like, I need time. So I've explained to Boz recently, like, hey, when mom works, I make money, and he's been asking me for a bed lately, his own toddler bed, which I was like, hell yeah. Like, ooh. Yeah, it brought out a different voice. I've been really juiced about it. So I was like, you know, Boz, let mommy do her work, and then we'll buy your bed. And I was explaining, like, you know, when mommy works, I make money, and then we can buy things. So all week, the week he was like sick at home, if I was doing something and I'd be like, remember what mommy's doing? He said, making money so you can buy me a bed. So I finally bought this boy a bed. And he has, before we went to the hotel, we checked out for the week. He was falling as he wanted to sleep in his own bed, and he would stay in there, and he started off 3 nights strong in his bed, and he was there till 2:30 in the morning, and he'd come get in bed with me. But I just want to say, sometimes it's okay to listen to your kids, y'all. If like within reason, and rather than trying to force a situation. So I could have tried to like force this whole bed transition before, and it would have probably backfired in my face. But now that Boz is like asking for it, I feel like he's actually ready for this idea of sleeping in his own bed. And he sees Ryder in her own bed. He doesn't know she doesn't stay there all night.
She for sure doesn't.
He doesn't. He sees Ace in his snoo, and I explain how I'm going to get the snoo for his brother. And like, you know, he's going to have his own bed. Mommy's going to sleep in the bed. And then I was like, Boz, where do you want to sleep? And so he's been like, you know, in his own bed. So my words of advice would be to sometimes rather than forcing an introduction of something new into your child's life, kind of like let it happen organically, or try and explain it in a way to where they think it's their idea,
or it's cool.
Yeah, or that it's
cool. Like that. Yeah,
I do like that.
So it's yeah. So I feel like this whole maybe Boz sleeping in his own bed transition might be a little, you know, it's going to still be a challenge, but
at least you're working on it.
I'm working on it.
You go, girl.
And he thinks it is his idea. And, you know, sometimes you got to let men know or let men think that things are their ideas. So,
guys, Boz is a man.
I was going to say, that's a little man.
The little man has decided he wants to sleep in his own bed. But last night he cried at the hotel because he was like, I just want to sleep in my bed. And I was like, hell yeah.
Oh my God, I'm done.
Like, we'll be home tomorrow. And he was like, I just want to go home and sleep in my bed. So I was like, this is
his own
Aww.
It made me feel really good. Made me feel really good. Yeah.
You have something.
I'm slowly fading.
He said,
what's up with you, Shy?
I'll do my WTF. I was at, where was I? I don't remember where I was at. I was somewhere, and I get a phone call from Ryder's school, and it's like midday. So of course I freak out. I've watched too much Lifetime growing up. Yeah. So in my head, the worst has happened. I'm like, is Ryder okay? They're like, Mrs. Floyd, Ryder's fine, first of all. I'm like, okay. Well, what are we doing here? Like, why are we on the phone then? You know,
why are you calling me?
Right, like, why are you calling?
They never call midday.
And they're like, well, so backstory, Ryder's school has a creek in the middle of it. It's like a man-made creek in the middle of a playground. I hate it. I hate it so much. I love it for her, but I hate it. you have to always keep like 2 outfits in your kid's backpack because if they play in the creek, they need something to change into. Apparently, I got a goddamn fish for a kid. Mm-hmm. Every day she comes home, there's wet stuff in her backpack. Now, I don't know what happened because the backpack travels from my house to her dad's house, and we keep it packed. I don't know why this day there was only shirts and undies, but no pants. Her teacher is on the phone like, Ryder currently has on undies and a t-shirt and no pants. And I'm like, running around the school? And she's like, she's right next to me, but she's in her underwear. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, I was not home. I was on the other side of town. I'm like, I can literally get somebody to go to my house and put some pants in an Uber. Like, that's like, I don't know.
That's all I can do. Yeah.
Right. Like, that's all I can do at this moment. I'm asking her, like, do you guys can you find some pants somewhere around this school? She's like, well, I'm going to put my flannel on her, like tie it around her. I'm like, okay. So now I'm picturing my kid in this like oversized flannel with her undies on and a t-shirt. If you know Ryder's very comfortable being naked. And I'm like, now she's probably doing a striptease. Like, I just know my girl is walking around like, yeah. I got undies on. Like, I know she's already made a rap song about it. And I'm just so embarrassed. Her teacher calls me back like, we found her some pants. I'm like, whew, okay, my kid's not naked anymore. That's not the end. Yesterday. So after that day, I was like, before the next time she went to school, I put so many pants. I put like 3 pair of pants in her bag. I was like, this is not going to ever happen again. I'm not going to be that parent. I felt like a bad parent. Like, why didn't I have enough clothes? It was just a whole like mind game.
Mind you, Cheyenne's like filming.
Yeah. Yesterday, I'm at the reunion filming. And I didn't answer my phone. I didn't even see my phone ringing. But then Corey calls me, and he's in like the trailer, like right across the hallway. Not even the hallway, but like the room. And all I'm thinking is, why are you calling me? Like, what do you want? And he calls me like, Shy, Ryder's at school in her underwear. I'm like, what? He's like, the school just called me. She's at school with her underwear again. She's out of pants. I'm like, how? I put so many pants in this girl's backpack. And he's like low-key like pressing me like, why do you have her in her underwear at school? I did not drop her off like that.
In underwear.
Okay, first off. I dropped her off with pants and multiple pair. Yeah. And he's like, so what is happening? I'm like, did you not talk to the teacher first off? But anyway, so then I had to explain to him that we have a fish. Mm-hmm. And the creek at school is Ryder's favorite thing to do. So she went through 3 pair of pants. Jeez, and she was pantsless again. And I was annoyed. So then I had to call, and there was no extra pants anywhere, apparently. I had to call another mom in her class and ask, can we borrow some pants from out of your kid's backpack? Because my kid has used all 3 of her pants and she's in her underwear for the 2nd time this week. And I'm that mom at that school. I'm sure they're talking about me.
It's okay.
But we borrowed some of Ryder's friends' pants, and
they don't have a dryer at the school?
I went to Target last night. I don't think they do. I went to Target last night and Zach spent, because he ended up paying about $400, and Ryder's backpack today went packed with at least 10 pair of pants. Mm-hmm. I refuse to be that mom ever again. And
it's like, I've seen Ryder's wet clothes. It's not like a little wet.
No, they're drenched.
I'm like,
and the creek is not that big, and it only goes up to like this. It's this big. Like, if you can't see my fingers right now, you need to go on YouTube, because the creek is this big. Okay, it's very. This is how much is in it.
Laying down.
Really? Yeah, it's like not even over your shoe type creek. Like, it is so
I'm so
small.
Confused.
I'm just picturing Ryder laying down in the creek. I just don't.
Yes,
she does. She has to lay down in the creek.
Yes, I don't understand.
Well, there was sand in her ear the other day.
There's sand in the creek.
Yeah, I was like, Ryder, what's going on with your ear? And now I understand.
No, she comes home dirty.
It was.
But that means she's
having a great day.
No, Parker
freaking fantastic
keeps
day.
coming home with no shoes and socks on. I said, Mom, it just means I had a good day at school. I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess so.
All right, that's my
WTF.
that's my WTF, my rant. I'm going to close this out, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us talk today on the Think Loud Crew podcast. You guys can always listen to us on any of your favorite podcast platforms. And remember, the message of this week is to check on your mom friends or any friends at all.
Friends at all.
Specifically, your mom friends.
Your dad. I would say your dad friends too.
Hey. I say we were closing. I said I was closing now. I'm not talking about the daddies. I'm talking about me and you and Shannon.
Yeah.
The moms.
Please check in on me.
Check in on your mom friends. Postpartum depression is real. All right?
Yes.
That's my tidbit.
Yes.
You can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
And you can follow me at Hair by Shannon C.
And you can follow me at R. Kyle Lynn.
And you can follow us at the Think Loud Crew. Ooh. All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Woo.
Thank y'all.